Hello everybody, it's Linus, and yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what I was using in those clips. So, this is my Trickshot rogue build, and basically, I got two swords because they're basically stat sticks. I don't care about the damage on them, because I don't use my basic attack at all. See, my basic attack is only 512 DPS, it's kind of poo-poo. But, what you want on these preferably is pierce damage, physical damage, and crit chance. That is what you want on these weapons. So pierce damage, crit, and physical. That's what you want to look for. Now, you can use other... You don't have to use a sword. You can use all kinds of other stuff. And I'll show you. Like, I beat the whole game using this stupid bow right here. Like, no joke, this blue bow. Once again, I don't care about the damage, I care about the stats that are on it. So that 30% physical damage, or 30% pierce damage, and 18% increased physical damage is what you're looking for. Alright, and of course I used this one for a little bit too. Until I realized, okay, I can equip two swords so I can double my stats and get more damage. So, that is why I am using these weapons, but like I said, you can use whatever else you want to use, axes, whatever. Alright, so, and in armor, I'd recommend resistances and vigor. Vigor is the main one, or try and get health regeneration per second and vigor, but vigor actually gives you more DPS. Because for some reason, if you get like agility or might, it's not gonna, like on gear I'm talking. If you get agility or might, it's not gonna go into fitness for some reason. But vigor, for some reason, goes into fitness, and I'm talking about on gear. Now, of course, if you go to level up might regularly, like manually, of course your fitness is going to go up and your damage is going to go up, but on gear it's a little different. I don't know why, but vigor is working, the rest are not. Agility and might are not working for some reason, I don't know. So you want to try and get vigor on your chest piece, and for your shoulders you want to get crit chance and probably energy. Crit chance and energy. More energy you can try and get, or more resistances, but main one is crit chance and energy. Helmet, you want to get all three of these and whatever resistances you're missing. So you want energy regeneration, energy reserve, minus 20 energy reserved, and 13% cooldown rate, because that's going to help with our stomp. Then for our necklace, you want to get, main thing is energy regeneration, energy, try and get probably crit chance or something on there. I don't know if you can get that or not, but rings, you want to get spell damage, physical damage, and crit chance. So, and in this one I have spell damage and physical damage. Unfortunately I didn't get crit chance, but hey, these are pretty rare to get the spell damage and physical damage. I haven't ran into too many of those. For gloves, you just want physical damage, energy, and whatever resistances you're missing. And for your legs, you want to try resistances and movement speed. So the good old, RPG boot combo there. But yeah, that is it. And for your flask, you want to get the health one, you want to get regeneration, and for your mana one, you want to get energy regeneration. So try and get that too to help with your energy sustain. So let's get into the juicy stuff. So the main skill I'm using is the rogue Trickshot skill, and then we're using stomp, which is from the warrior. We're using Vanish, which is from the rogue, and then our passive buff is preparation. This is like our aura buff or whatever. So, and then we have our primary attack, our dodge, and our barrier. So let me get into these like core stuff right here. So let's go, let's talk about attributes real quick. Basically, you just put into either agility or might. It doesn't exactly matter depending on what kind of armor you want to wear, but you want to have whatever these, either or, as long as you're getting fitness points. Don't go into knowledge because you're not going to get fitness points. This is where we're going to get our damage because we're scaling off of strike damage. So well, not strike damage, I'm sorry, pierce damage. That is what we're scaling off of because our skill right here is pierce damage. So we are scaling off of spell, projectile, and pierce on this. Alright, so let's go back into cores. And right here, for your dodge, you want to get at least 1 or 2 points into dash attack. Every time you dash, you're going to get 40% increased damage. This is really nice if you want to capitalize on some quick bursts in DPS. And we're always dashing around anyway, so it's really nice to have at least 1 point into this. Eventually I'm going to max it out whenever I can. Then for your primary attack, I wouldn't do this in the beginning. I would do this kind of like later on into the build, but you want to get onslaught. When you use your normal attack, you generate a rage on your first hits. So it's pretty nice for getting rage. And rage basically gives you damage. It's pretty nice and it stacks up to 10. And that's about it for your cores. Now into rogue, our main skill is going to be Trickshot. So what we went into was enhanced damage, then we got enhanced critical hit, and then we went with Shadow Dagger because this makes our Trickshot spell, and then we can start stacking spell damage. So when we stack spell damage, we're going to get, of course, more damage. So pretty nice. We get to stack physical and spell and pierce. So I like that. And then we have our aura, which is preparation. So, and then I went with enhanced critical hits. So we're going to get more multiplier and crit chance when we're using this aura. We're using enhance ability enhancement. This is only to increase our physical damage. So if later on, whenever new content comes out and we can squeeze in poison, this is also going to benefit. You could try and take Shadow Dagger and try and get a little bit of poison in there, but I don't think it's worth it for right now because we don't have much poison stacked up. But I think later on in, like, when stuff starts releasing, we might dip into poison in this build. But for now, this is pretty much all we can really do. Then you want at least 1 or 2 points in conservation so you're not squeezed on your energy so much. But yeah, that's about it. That is your aura. And then we have our like little quick active ability. Basically you go invisible, undetected, even though the enemies will still kind of surround you, which is kind of nice because then you can use our stomp attack. But anyway, we go into Deadly Strike. You're gonna get additional increased damage. We got enhanced duration, so it lasts a little longer. Then we got enhanced crit hits. And we also get a little bit of multiplier on that, so this is pretty nice. So that is it for that. And then for our passives, we went with accuracy because we get increased damage and crit chance. And for our feats, we went to crit chance and crit damage. And then for deft hands, we went with tech speed. Actually, I should probably take this off. Don't even really need that. And then we need this for crit chance. Stacking lots of crit chance. So I might actually spec out of that into something else. Because I totally realize this is kind of a dead feat right here, and well, I could spec into that, I guess. Then we got this one for more pierce damage, because our Trickshot is doing pierce damage in the description. It does pierce damage, so the scales with it. And then for our feat, we get, of course, more pierce damage. You probably could go on a shadow spell. That might be something I could probably do too. I'll have to experiment with that later. We got lifesteal. I could probably take that out. I don't think that's working. And then we got spell damage. Like I said, this is now considered spell as well. So you can start stacking spell. That's how we get more damage. So that is it for the rogue. Let's go into warfare, and then we go into stomp with the warrior dude, and we have rage on stomp. So what rage does is it gives us basically more damage, and every time we stomp we get 3 rage, and we can go up to 10 rage, and basically that just lets rage stay up for a longer time. And that's why we also do our normal attack to get rage 2 as well, and they stack, so pretty nice. Further thing you could do to increase the effectiveness of stomp is to use cooldown reduction, so you can keep stomping and then keep getting your rage up all the time. But other than that, it stays up for the majority of the time if you weave in your auto attacks, well, with your primary attack, I mean. Alright, so, and then we have martial expert, so we're just increasing our physical damage, because our trick shot is considered physical damage as well. And then for our feat, I don't think I went into it yet, I was about to. And then we got invoked of war, this is more spell damage. And then our feats, we got more spell chance. Our spell chance actually contributes to our physical crit chance as well, so it's pretty cool. Nice little synergy there, so more crit chance. And then we have marksmanship, and this trick shot is considered a projectile, so that's why we go into projectile damage right here to capitalize in some more damage. And then we got projectile damage right here to get more damage. And then this one's pretty important, battle rage, so we're getting 50% increase effectiveness of rage, and that's why we're stacking rage. And one thing I really like on here is the feat is on kill you have a 50% chance to gain 3 rage. So every time you're killing like a bunch of like spiders and like those crabs and stuff, you're gonna get pretty much full stack of rage all the time. It's really nice. So you can just keep on like going around on a killing spree and keeping your rage up all the time. It's really nice. And that's about it. We use stomp to also stun and take care of just like trash monsters really easily. It's pretty nice. So our combo looks like this. You go into Vanish, you go stomp, and you dodge, and then you just start spamming your skills. Pretty nice. And I'll kind of show you the damage right here. So we have like 2,299 max damage. Now when we do all this, it's going to jump up to 3,138. And then we also have 76% crit chance and then element chance. So, pretty awesome. But if you want to further enhance this, of course you want to try and get cooldown on your gear as well. I'm not sure where you could probably get cooldown on your necklace maybe, because that's going to let you spam out stomp a little bit more. Other than that, yeah, later on you might be able to squeeze in poison and stuff, but that's about it for the build.